All right. Welcome to Give and Takes with your host, ElleJanelle. I am here with my good friend, great friend, one of my favorite people in the world, Mr. Dawaud Muhammad.
Hey.
How you doing?
I'm splendid. Thanks for having me on the show yet again. You know what I mean? I appreciate that. I love being a part of Give and Takes. You know what I'm saying? And my last episode didn't air, but hopefully this will make the cut.
I was about to say, what you mean yet again? This your first time on here.
Got it.
You know what I'm saying?
This is my first time again. I appreciate that.
Exactly. This your first time again. Why do you think your last episode didn't air? Since you want to put us on blast.
I don't know. We didn't make it off the editing room floor.
Cutting room floor.
The cutting room floor.
What was we talking? Why? So you ain't got no explanation, nothing on.
Well, I had two different.
Oh, so you had two episodes that.
Or
was
it three?
Oh, you had 2 or 3 episodes that did not come out.
Didn't come out, no.
Why do you think that was?
I don't know. It was haters in the editing room or what it could be. I don't know.
Wait, but I'm the only person in the editing room.
Oh, really? So you should be the one to answer that question. Why is it that my episodes never air?
I thought I told you off camera why your episodes didn't air. Why you acting like you don't know at all what the reason is? What's the motivation behind that? You just wanted to put me on blast on the intro of my show?
No, just, because
that's how we going to start the show
I just didn't want to be fake. You know what I mean?
No, you being fake, acting like you don't know why.
No, I just want to be fake, acting like this is my first time. You know what I mean? I've been here on multiple occasions. So
why is it cool to not be fake and act like it's your first time, but you don't mind being fake, acting like you don't know why?
I really don't know why.
How do you choose when to be?
I really don't know why. Could you explain to me?
You really don't know why? Look at the camera, tell him you don't.
Yeah, I don't really know why. You know what I mean? I don't know.
All right, so now we know what his face looked like when he fake.
We don't know what the underlying reasoning is that I didn't make the cutting room floor. You know what I mean? But if you can elaborate and let me know, I'd be great. Just get some feedback.
I'm gonna be honest, y'all. We did record a couple episodes. I don't think it was 3. I think it was only 2.
Felt like 3, but
I was triggered. You know what I'm saying? And I felt like, as a person who is also PR for your brand.
Right.
I wanted to veto it for your brand and for my brand.
Oh, now I remember.
You remember the whole time. Because, on this podcast, I'm trying to figure out how much of me do I want to share and what sides of me do I want to share. Because I have different sides. I have a intelligent, helpful, communicative, curious side that could be nice. It's usually when I'm working or something like that. I can be nice or whatever.
Right.
And then I also have a side that's frustrated with the world and how stupid things could be.
Okay, so how does tie back into me, though?
Because sometimes that side can come off very abrasive and very, somewhat rude and very controversial with the things that I'm saying. And for some reason, you seem to pull that out of me sometimes.
Got it.
You know why? Because I think you be saying some crazy shit sometimes.
So it necessarily wasn't about me as much as it was about you.
No, it was you.
Because you said you was triggered. And so
I was triggered because of you.
And so, therefore, you decided not to let the episodes air?
As a matter of fact, y'all, let me play a clip from one of the last episodes, and y'all tell me. Watch this clip real quick. I think a making $150,000 is high value. So, in what way do you mean?
150 ain't high value here.
I think that. So, when you say, is he high value, in what sense do you mean?
Is the balling? Is the got money? Do the got enough money to where it's like he is doing things outside of barely surviving? The high value is
maybe
high value.
Maybe the be fronting. Made $1 million. Made $1 million off Bitcoin and lived it up like he was rich for 5 years, and now you broke. So was he a high value? Was he a high value for 5 years? And don't say outliers. There's a lot of that made a bag off Bitcoin. If he made $1 million off Bitcoin and lived it up for 5 years, and now he back to regular $100,000 a year, was he a high value for them 5 years?
Yeah, he was making $1 million a year.
No, he made $1 million, and it took him 5 years to spend it. Was he a high value in that time he was spending that $1 million? So that's why I'm saying I'm confused when you.
He won the lottery.
the lottery is much more rare than a bubbling off of Bitcoin.
Nah, he won a lottery. I mean, he got a big lump sum, one time hit, right?
He a high value.
No, he ain't high value.
So that's why when you saying is he
he ain't
balling?
high value.
It's some people
That's
who
not
ball. It's some people who ball for.
Meaning he balling off of his career. He's balling off of his.
My
career.
point about the
He's
in the
balling off of
suite
his
is
business.
I don't think most who balling off their career or whatever go for the type of that y'all tried to tell black women that they not, and that's why they not. They shouldn't be walking around telling themselves they tens. I think when women were asking for, just like you said, $100,000 ain't even that much. I think when women were saying that's what they needed, they was really saying, I need I want some stability. I want to not feel so stressed out like everything got to be on my back. I want to feel romance myself. I want to feel like I want to feel like I'm catered to. I want to have less stress. I don't want the nigga driving my car. That's what they're saying. I don't want the nigga driving my car. Yes. I don't want the nigga driving my car. I want to live in his house. I want to come to him and say these is the bill. See, all you know is that script. You're not processing what I'm saying or listening to what I'm saying. You're just trying to revert me back into that script. All right,
if the woman got a Benz.
All right,
hold on. If the woman got a Benz.
Go ahead, have your last rant.
If the woman has a Mercedes Benz, and
what year is the Benz? Almost had a Benz 3 years ago. That would have cost me $4,500. I would have had a Benz. What that say about me? Nothing.
You asked the question, I was going to answer it. She got a Benz. Right now it's 23, about to be 24. Say her Benz was a 22, right? Got it. Paid a down payment, paying on the notes. Woo, whatever it is. Could be not the bottom of the barrel, Benz, something in the middle or whatever, right? I don't know the models. There's so many different ones. But check this out. Say she got a nice Mercedes. She cute, doing her thing, woo, right? Feeling all comfortable about her purchase and everything, giving her some little status or whatnot, and say the dude he got a Jetta, right?
Okay.
The girl who got the Mercedes Benz ain't finna trade in her Benz or give it back, so now she can drive in this dude's Jetta.
What are you talking about? Why can't she keep her Benz and ride in his Jetta sometimes?
You said I want a dude who I can ride in his. Did you know what you were just saying, right? You were just saying that the woman wants some stability, some security, and all of that, and they want to be able to basically live, be able to utilize his resources, right? So say his resources is gonna be put you in a Jetta. They like, I ain't looking at no Jetta. I'm in the Benz right now. Girls is not trying to go backwards. They trying to go forward.
I don't know what girls you talking about. What girls do you know that? Think about the last girl you know that drive a BMW. I remember one of them that we both know. Who? Do you think? I'm not about to say her name. Do you think?
Initial or something?
Nah, I'm not gonna say. A girl we both know that drive a BMW, or the last time we seen her, she drive a BMW. Do you think if she had the opportunity?
Could you say it initial so I know who you?
I kind of can't remember her name, but I don't want to say where we know her from.
Okay, well, it's kind of hard to do this reference.
She a regular girl. She just has a BMW.
What year was it? It's the older Benz? I mean,
it's like a 2016 or something like that, right? And this was like 2020, right? 2016. That ain't bad. Black. But anyway, you think if some dude wanted to talk to her and he had a Jetta, she would be like I'm wondering what women are y'all talking about? This hell nah, I drive a Beamer. You think I'm gonna talk to in a Jetta? What women are y'all talking about? Those are not the black women that y'all actually know. Y'all are making that. Y'all are projecting that gold diggerish onto us. We're not like that.
Taller than them, right?
Cause that's sexy.
All right, cool. It's sexy. Women want dudes who make more money than them.
Want and get is two different things.
You want a tall nigga, you ain't selling for a short one.
That's a lie. I'm 5'7". I've dated that was 5'8". 5'5" I might not do, but I've dated a I've dated a that was 5'8". I find him to be short.
So what? It's still taller than you. You're not looking down at him. You still at least look eye to eye with him. You do not want to bend down to hug the. You do not want to look down to see the. Just like you don't want to look and say, I'm making $80,000 a year. My dude making 40.
Man, we don't care about that.
All right.
Whoever told y'all we care about that is lying to you. And I think if you go back in your own memory of black women, I think you got a lot of examples of women who were more situated, had more resources, had more opportunities than the they was dating. I think this idea of women only want to come, because there are some women like that. And I almost think it's like the nerd cheerleader thing. Like a lot of times you hear that was nerds in high school and they be like, the girls didn't want a nerd. They wanted the football. It's like, yeah, that's because you was only looking at the cheerleaders. It was a nerd girl sitting right next to you in your mother comic book class and you ignored her. And then you told
there was a nerd dude in there and the cheerleader ignored him. And she ignored the football player too. She looking outside at the college.
But you still only focus on the cheerleader girl and not the nerd girl that's in the room with her. You get what I'm saying? You still making a characterization of women off the cheerleader girl as if she's a representative of all the women. But really, that's the only women you watching.
No, she is a representative of a girl who's looking attractive. If she's a cheerleader, she's looking attractive. If you're a nerd, you're not. So, just because you're a girl does not mean that you're going to get the attention. You definitely still got to have the packaging and everything together. You can't just think you're going to win just because you are the female gender. You know what I mean? You got to still put your best foot forward. You want some attention, you got to have something that's going to garner some attention.
All right, would you like to get your...
You can't have your glasses on and your shirt
Why?
like this because you looking timid, you looking scary, you looking unattractive. And
that's
then,
shallow.
Hold on. If you want to do all of that and then be sitting next to this girl with this dress, this skirt on, all this bright colors on, with her perky cheerleader attitude, and you over here scared to say hello, and
that's very shallow.
That may be shallow, but that goes for it's human nature.
No, that's cool. I get that now.
Hold on.
Come on, man.
Now,
I've been saying come on for like
now,
20 minutes.
You got a dude sitting right here. He's shy. He's timid. He's not saying nothing. He's dressed like a dork. And next to him is a life of the party, crowd commanding personality. He's dressed fly, he's smelling good. He pull up in the big whip, all that. You think the dude that's square bare hopped off the bus gonna get some attention? Could be.
From me, he would have.
Oh yeah, I bet.
From me, he would have.
Yeah.
So I guess that's why I look at y'all real funny. Mm-hmm. That's why I look at y'all real funny.
You be get all the attention as long as he ain't 5'5".
Yeah.
Shallow.
Kinda.
It ain't kinda.
That's only kinda shallow.
He's 5'5". He's 5'5". He's still the same dude. He's just a little bit shorter than you. Had no control over that whatsoever. Just the way.
5'5" is more than a little bit shorter than me.
And you're 5'7".
I'm 5'7".
2 inches.
He'd be like, right.
2 inches, right?
That's
it's
a
still
lot.
2 inches. This is 2 inches. This part of my
that's
2 lines.
Yeah, that's so.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
So that means he coming right here.
And that means what? He's still coming and he's still
So when he hold me from the back, like
yeah. See all of
I'm
that.
taller than I'm bigger than him.
Now that's your see now boom. Now that's your reference point. You a trip off of size, right?
Mm-hmm.
You a trip off of size. Now Floyd Mayweather walk up in his motherfucker, you'll forget size.
No, the I wouldn't.
Shit.
Why you think that?
Shit.
Why you think that?
Because he got too many broads. That's why. Same broads.
What?
Same broads that will say, I only want a at 6'3". Soon as that walk in
No,
the door,
I don't want him to be
ready.
6. He don't have to be 6'3".
I know. That walk in here. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. 5'7". He makes 5'7" look good. Shit, I like short dudes now.
No, I feel like 5'7.5", 8, and up. And
you.
I think that is not unreasonable at all. And the average man is what, 5'7", 5'8".
5'7", but women
So
don't
it's not
average size men. They want tall men.
I don't mind average size men.
5'7". You want somebody 5'8". That's more. That's
I would take
average.
5'7". Come
You
on,
would-
let's be
I
honest.
settle for
Let's be
5'7".
honest. Like
I settle
I'm gonna
for
be like, oh no, it was an inch. Come on, like that's why I'm that
Well,
like
he's
that's
5'7", making a couple of dollars, and he riding the bus. What about that?
Is he smart?
Smart, yeah. You know how to ride on the bus. He can tell you all about the bus.
No, that's not smart.
He know the bus like
Knowing the bus routes, Dawaud, stop
He can
playing.
be
He could be a bus engineer. You
Yeah.
think he riding the bus the whole time? Put the bus together.
Yeah, he's smart as
No,
hell
that's
on the
not
bus.
smart. That's not smart.
What would equate him being smart?
Smart is like you have a mastery understanding of
You
some
got mastery understanding of the bus.
of the bus routes.
Yeah.
That
He know the history of the bus and tell you about
that's
all
not
the lines.
that's not what I'm talking about when I say
When
smart.
you smart, what?
That would be knowledgeable. That's not smart. Smart is a capacity to understand and explain in a way.
Okay, well, it definitely take a certain type of. Okay, cool. So he's knowledgeable. He got
Dawaud,
clear understanding
please.
about economics. He know all about mathematics. He can tell you about all the subjects in the
In the what? In the what, Dawaud? You just saying.
Yeah, I'm just saying. He's knowledgeable. He's smart, and he's charismatic, and he make you laugh. He know about all the little that you like, and he coming to going. And when y'all going on the day, y'all hopping on the bus.
You think I wouldn't get on a bus with a?
Getting on the bus and being with a gotta get on the bus is two totally different things. Yeah. Being on the bus is one thing. That's a cute date. Oh, that was nice. But every time I gotta see you, if the bus is involved,
One,
that means either one, he can't drive. Right?
maybe he had a DUI.
Again, either way, that means he can't drive. Two, he can't afford Uber every time. That means, yeah.
I
'cause
can't
get on
afford-
the bus. I ain't say Uber didn't exist.
I can't afford Uber every time.
Exactly. You gonna be with a who can't do more than what you doing by yourself? Because majority of women say, I can do that on my own.
I would have before Kevin Samuels.
Okay. You would have.
Kevin
but
Samuels.
did you?
Kevin, yes.
Who?
I'm not saying it on this podcast.
Yeah, I bet.
I would have before Kevin Samuels, but Kevin Samuels made it very clear that you don't deserve that type of consideration.
Well, Kevin Samuels made it clear that a lot of women wanted taller dudes who made an X amount of dollars, and
Women want stability, and they terrible for that.
not that, but and they thought of themselves as tens. That's what it was. They thought of themselves as finer than Beyonce, man.
I hope what Dawaud says is true, and that the black man no longer needs the over consideration of the black woman, and that delusion being
Bust.
dissipated
Dissipated, eradicated.
in the black woman's mind. I hope that is a good thing for y'all, because I don't really want to see y'all fail.
Right.
Yeah,
because if we fail, then you fail.
That's not true.
That is true.
That's not true.
Then how you succeed without your man?
Y'all not our man.
Oh,
How the f-
then
y'all
who
are?
is?
How the f- y'all
Then
our
who
man?
is? Then who is?
We don't have one.
Oh, so y'all are independent black woman. Okay, got it.
Gotta be. Because what you just basically taught us was if you is not slim, fine, friendly, even when we stupid. So it's all this bull going on, all this nonsense. You saying dumb all the time. You doing dumb shit. I gotta remain friendly all the time, even when it's something crazy going on. I got all this. I gotta.
Outliers. That's an outlier.
What's an outlier?
That's an extreme.
What?
You just killed 4 people. Now I gotta be friendly.
No, I'm not
You
saying.
said you're doing crazy dumb and I gotta be friendly.
No. When I say crazy dumb shit, I mean falling for a scam and spending $1,000 of the money that we need to do something else with. But you in your mind thought that was gonna work. That's some crazy dumb shit.
Yeah.
I don't
That's
mean.
an outliner.
No, it ain't.
Dumb. That's you just blew $1,000. First off, how much discretionary income you got to where you can blow $1,000?
Maybe we was saving up $3,500 and you got convinced that this was the way to go,
And it's spun a third of it,
and it was a scam.
and it was a scam, like James Evans.
Like James Evans. Yeah, like James Evans.
I always paint the black man in the like weakness.
So, Dawood,
Right.
do you kind of see what I'm saying about how?
I really didn't get it. But I kind of remember the first episode. We had little technical difficulties. The audio and everything wasn't right. You know what I mean?
Really? What is going on? You know what? This is one of my best friends, and you know it's funny. I was having this argument on Spaces because somebody was judging a celebrity's friendship and was kind of saying, "Oh, they can't really be real friends because he always highlighting the things he do wrong, and he's never bigging him up, and he don't see that this guy has changed and this guy has grown." And so it was like they was trying to call him a secret hater.
Who was a celebrity?
You notice how I specifically didn't say who the celebrity?
No, I just
Did
thought
you peep that?
Nah, yeah, I peeped it. That's why I want to know who the celebrity was. We're missing a key element to the context, you know?
Yeah, it was for a reason. So, you know, that's a perfect example. So I was kind of explaining that some people, friendships, when you have the closest friendship, that's kind of how you all communicate. You know, you hold each other accountable. You highlight the shit your friend don't want to be highlighted. You know, you bring up that they audio shit wasn't working on their video. You trigger them talking about fucking Kevin Samuels. You remember that?
We were talking about Kevin Samuels?
Yeah, you be trying to, you a Kevin Samuels like. And I don't like that for you or for me.
Really?
Yeah, you
I'm
know.
a Kevin Samuels what?
Samuelite.
Light? Oh, okay. Like an Israelite, but
Yeah,
Kevin Samuel
exactly. That's exactly what it's like. Do you think you are?
No. But I definitely, you know, watch the brothers' content and whatnot. You know, it's entertaining. But
was it entertainment or was you kind of pushing it like, you know, he right?
I mean, he definitely made some good points. Though.
Nah, see that.
What?
That's what be pissing me off about the shit because people won't say.
He was right about some things though.
But that's in a way that's like you getting around the point. Everybody is right about some things.
Right.
The most evil people in the world was right about some things. People who injure people and damage them for the rest of their life are right about some things.
Yeah, and some of the greatest people was wrong about some things. So I'm trying to figure out, you know,
exactly. So when you try to say, well, he was right about some things, I think that almost like gives you an excuse.
Excuse? I don't need no permission. You know what I mean?
Well, it's not permission, but it's like excusing the fact that some of the shit was treacherous and some of the shit was dangerous. And it kind of fucked up black women and black men's relationships with each other. And it wasn't only him. It wasn't only him. Like, it's almost like, it's kind of like how somebody can do something creative or innovative in rap and it may dilute rap a little bit and then everybody else start copying them. And maybe the first person who did it wasn't super terrible, but it opened up the door for motherfuckers to become super terrible. And I think people seeing how viral he was going, kind of berating black women.
I didn't see that.
Oh, yeah, I know. The Kevin Samuels. Like, that's another thing. I don't think y'all notice that all y'all have the same response. It's almost like telemarketers. You guys
when
have
you say
the same.
All of us, like,
yeah, you think you're the only.
You've been doing a pool of Kevin Samuels.
Samuelites?
Whatever you want to call it.
Unfortunately, yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, he had millions of followers. You know what I mean? As far as on his social media, and he got millions of views on his videos, and so. You know, to say that people who watch his videos as Kevin Samuelites is kind of, you know, that's kind of wrong, you know?
No, that's not true. Everybody who watched his videos wasn't Kevin Samuelite. Some people hate watched.
So they was hating while they was watching?
Okay. Yeah, some people hate watch. Some people actually was so... I tried not to watch it at all, but it was almost like impossible to get away from it because, you know... When people close to you in your life start bigging it up and when everybody is making reaction videos and trying to be fake.
Okay. But you did watch some episodes though, right?
very few. This is another thing. This is another well-known Samuel Light response. You didn't even watch it like that.
But you did though.
Which is like not like that.
How would you
not like that?
Like if he
like
asked,
a person makes a good point to say you only seen the clips, you didn't watch all of his content. But you know what I realized? That's kind of a trick, because if I go watch all his content, then that plays into the argument that millions and millions of people was watching this.
yeah.
So it's like, where's the borderline of, do I go and watch all his content so I can have a more educated rebuttal? Or
that's what you should do.
No, I don't think so. Or
it's
should
like,
I just avoid it completely?
It's like, trying to give a report based off of clips. You know what I mean? It's like you're going to do a book report and you just only go read the cliff notes.
But I'm grown. Do I got to give a book report? Can I just say I hate it? I think the people who fell for
hate is a strong word. That's very strong. And
I don't know how you could be a Samuelite and be against strong words.
What I'm saying is this: to have a view that you hate something.
I hated it.
That's a very, very strong emotion. You know what I mean?
But my hate is not based necessarily on what he said. My hate is based on the responses that the community had. I could care less about one individual grandpa on the internet. I will say,
what that mean though, grandpa?
You don't think he was giving grandpa?
Nah, what that
You don't
mean?
think he was giving black grandpa energy?
Grandpa energy?
Yeah, like a grandpa. Like, you don't
like
think
an
he's
elder statesman?
Yes.
The ancestors?
The ancestors. Yes, you don't think so?
Okay. Well, I guess he was like 50-something. So
you
I
take
guess,
grandpa is derogatory?
I mean, the way you said it was kind of real shady. You wasn't trying to uplift him with saying, oh, he was,
Based on what?
Based on what you said.
Saying the word grandpa.
Not say how you said it again.
I can't remember. That's why I'm trying to figure out where you got it from. Which you can remember though, right?
Yeah. I remember how it felt. You know what I mean?
So feelings.
Yeah, feelings.
Wait a minute, but I thought only the women be operating off feelings and making decisions off feelings.
Why'd you think that?
Because that's what y'all red pill folks be saying.
Excuse me?
Excuse me?
What you mean by y'all red pill folks? Lauren, you sure got a lot of
my name is ElleJanelle.
ElleJanelle.
I cannot believe you gonna get
hold on.
Wait, no. I cannot believe you about to get on this podcast and act like this. You have never heard you have never heard women.
I never heard what?
You say women operate off of emotions and men operate off of logic. You don't say that?
Yeah, I said that.
So why are you on here gaslighting like you don't know what I'm talking about?
I'm not gaslighting like I don't know what you're talking about, but the viewers don't know your stance on it. So, but you sure do have a big stance. So tell me about your view about red pill.
Can we talk about why you just acted like you didn't know what I was talking about? What we were talking about was highlighting the fact that you was just operating off of emotions, even though your stance is that women operate off of emotions and men operate off logic, which I think is
that don't mean that that don't mean that men are void of emotions. You know what I mean? We got them. We just don't be governed off of them. Just because I feel something don't mean I'm governed off of it. You know what I mean?
You just governed your. So I feel like we can't have no real conversation. So this is exactly how the last episodes got cut. Because I'm on here trying to talk, Hollywood.
Right, she up here being fake. I'm up here being real. And therefore, she like, I don't want the whole world to really know my true views on certain things and don't want me to see that I'm, like you said, triggered. You know what I'm saying? But
do y'all see how that is gaslighting? Because he is up here being fake. He act like he didn't remember why I cut the show, even though it was.
No, it was a few.
Even though it was explained multiple times. You see how he keep trying to talk when I make a good point. You see how he keep trying to look at his face.
Hey, but we gonna see how many times she cut me off.
Yeah, we is gonna see.
Yeah.
That time was you.
Okay, one for me.
He tried to act like he didn't know why them shows was on the cutting room floor. Fake. Then he tried to act like he didn't know why I was saying that some men say that women move off of emotions and men move off of logic. Fake. That is fake. So in an attempt to try to so-called highlight me and try to trigger me, he is actually up here being fake. So, response.
So the reason why you said that my episode didn't air is because of what?
Well, now we've aired some clips of it, but I think the audience will be able to
But
see
but not without trying to leave it up to other people's imagination. But we can get it clear and concise from your point of view.
because I don't want you to make me upset like that. I don't want anybody to make me upset like
I
that.
made you upset,
Versus,
as opposed you let yourself get upset.
sure.
Okay, cool. So
I would prefer not to let myself get upset. And so our first 2 or 3 shows,
well, the first one wasn't you wasn't upset.
I was.
Nah, I forget what we was talking about, but it wasn't the upset reason why it didn't air.
I think I kept telling you to talk into your microphone, and then you didn't talk into your microphone. I'm pretty sure that's what happened.
It was me.
And I think the microphone was bootleg some type of way. Like I think there was like a static.
Yeah, we were.
Because we
was learning on the fly. You know what I mean?
I don't know why you're saying we, but because I, producer extraordinaire, put my whole studio together.
Oh, you did a lovely job too.
Thank you so much. Whole studio together, 4 mics. We have our board that we can look at. We could stream live if we want.
Digital
to.
board.
Audio, digital board.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Not
Vibe. Where you get that from?
Dawaud is the reason why I have the Vibe board,
no
because he
question.
founded, did all of the research. And when we needed digital boards, he has one in his office. I have one in my office.
Yeah.
That's true.
Right.
He don't know how to use his though. So I had to show him how to use it, by connecting it all up, the way I got it as connected. As a matter of fact,
No, this is a dope use case. I like the way you got it set up in here and everything.
Thank you.
It was pretty dope.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah,
I
we
really
got some
do.
lights and everything pumping. Some of them look familiar.
The ones that's not on, right?
No, the ones ain't on them. That's yours.
These ones that ain't on is yours.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna use them though, so I don't want.
Oh yeah, it's all good.
Yeah,
we don't need it right now.
Yeah, I don't want to talk too
It's
crazy.
when you get some other guests on that side, we can light that up over there. Big LEDs over there.
Big LEDs.
Yeah, but yeah, though. So I'm glad that hopefully this will make it off the cutting room floor, because you can see she was a little triggered earlier talking about Samuel Lights and the red pill and brothers who got their own perspective on things. You know what I mean? She not really feeling that. So hopefully this will make it.
Wait, do you think that it's brothers who have their own perspective that I don't like? I mean, the brothers that I like do have a unique perspective.
Like what?
They able to kind of forego this fake machismo attitude. Their masculinity comes from intelligence, being able to create systems to accumulate power, being poetic, being able to express their feelings in a healthy way.
Like rappers?
Things of that nature. Excuse me? Cut! Why would you say that? I don't only like rappers. You think I only like rappers?
Why you cutting it though?
I mean, it's still rolling, but you think I only
You said poetic?
Poets?
Why you cut it though?
It's still rolling, but I just feel like that was hate. Like, you see, this is what I'm talking about. Like, you making me seem like something I'm not. I do not only like rappers.
I didn't say that.
Rappers. There's a lot of different ways to be poetic besides rappers.
Poetic. Majority of the rappers are poetic. I mean, that's what they do. I know
disagree.
you're not talking about actual poets.
Yeah, I am talking about.
Macbeth and
When I'm talking about black men, and an actual poet, and also you could be a public speaker, just people who are good with their words, people who have a high level of communication skills.
Gotcha.
And those could come from having good conversations. Those could come from
like who? Like, give me some
creating
examples.
sort
Like,
of
drop
art.
some names so we can have some context on your taste level. You dig?
I don't remember them because I ain't seen them in so long. You know what I'm saying? They so few and far between.
Are you
in the
dreaming?
world. Maybe.
You fantasizing? Okay, got
Maybe.
it. Okay.
Maybe
got
I
it.
am fantasizing.
Got it.
Maybe I am
Got it.
fantasizing.
Got it.
Because
Okay.
you don't think those type of black men exist.
I just don't. I'm asking you to name some.
But my question, I'm asking a direct question.
Okay.
Do you think it's a fantasy to think that those type of black men exist?
It's a fantasy if you can't.
Do you think it is a fantasy to think those type of men exist?
No.
Just that.
No, I don't think it's a fantasy that those type of men exist. I think you are fantasizing about those type of men and therefore you can't name one or two or three of them.
Hold on, we real Oakland right here. You know, we downtown Oakland.
Yeah, but we ain't gonna worry about that. We got background music.
I know, but I don't want it to.
To what?
I kind of want to talk about the music till it goes away, because that way it won't cut off none of our deep conversation that we having right now. So you see how I talked about the music till the music was gone?
But it cut off what we was talking about. Now we talking about.
I'm about
the
to bring
music.
it right back though.
All right, so all right, what I say then?
You said that you do believe that those type of black men exist, but because I was unable or unwilling to name some, then you believe that I'm fantasizing.
Yeah, so we can have some type of context on the type of brothers you talking about.
I think that is context.
No, that was a description. That was a description, but who?
Description don't give context.
But who personifies that? Who you talking about?
A person who personifies that. Well,
you know they say when you look to the left, you're going into your imaginary side of your brain.
No. First of all, that's where your eyes go, not where my neck goes.
Your eyes are driven by your neck.
No, my eyes was closed, and I did like this.
Okay, cool. So you was trying to.
And I don't know if it's to the left, so I'm really letting you get that one off. But I do.
We know you imagining. We know you went to the left. Self-explanatory. But so who you finna say though? Let's get like 2-3 names. One.
I can't recall the last time I met a guy who was all of those things.
Well, you naming? Okay, who the red pill dudes outside of Kevin Samuels then?
All of them.
I know, like, name a couple of them.
Like when you say name them, like, do you want me to name celebrities?
I mean, that would be the context. That would be the context on which everybody.
I don't like that. I don't like that.
You can't say Ralph that don't nobody know because
I know, but y'all don't know the celebrities either.
So name some.
But people, like, how am I? I don't know how to name some. I have memories of people that I've talked to, and then I'd be like, oh, this is a real red pill dude, and then so I don't know. That's Ralph to me. I don't know. I don't think that I'm gonna be able to be like, oh, Egan from 72nd Street. Like, I don't know. I can't recall it in that way. But I think it's fake to act like because I can't recall it in that way, then it should be dismissed as if it don't happen.
I mean, you know. What? I mean, you said Kevin Samuels. I'm pretty sure. But you wouldn't put him in the red pill category.
I think Kevin Samuels was in his own category. I think he was a leader. I think that Kevin Samuels did actually care about the community, but he had a very old school, grandpa-ish, patriarchal, misogynistic view of how things should go. And I also think that he wasn't necessarily talking about the average everyday person. He was talking about, because he was an image consultant, even though I've never seen who none of his clients was. Like, he never had a website for image consultant. I never seen any celebrity come out and say, Kevin
you went to his website?
Image consultant.
You went to
But
you went
I
to
think
his
that
website?
he was kind of talking about
But you went to his website though?
No. I think he was kind of talking about a different, I think, it's almost like a football coach. And he talking about how to coach people in the NFL, and then somebody in high school trying to do the same things that the people in the NFL did. It's like, that's not even your league. So I do give him a little bit of grace in that aspect, because it's probably a different way to handle things when you're dealing with millionaires, billionaires, celebrities, people like that. But I think a lot of the average individuals internalize that message the same way I guess a lot of people want to be like celebrities. They internalize that message and they started pushing that out to the everyday woman. Like, they really tried to present it like all women are gold diggers. Like, they tried to...
they?
The Samuelites. Because I think that's part of the problem. People without critical thinking skills, or with limited critical thinking skills.
Do you believe that the women had a part to play in that?
That's number 2 on cutting me off. People with limited...
2 out of...
I don't know. I just remembered that we was counting. But I think there were some people with limited kind of critical thinking skills where they took what he was saying, which could have had some truth to it, and they reproduced it. Like a duplicate of a duplicate. You ever seen Duplicity with Michael Keaton?
No, but I hear what you're saying. Like, he had a lot of people who, gravitated to his message and start, basically preaching the same thing. But diluting it. diluting it. But the thing with Kevin Samuels, some of his messages wasn't like it's not his own. You know what I mean? So a lot of it, he got from Sarah Zad Ali. You know what I'm saying? A lot of it, I believe, he got from Patrice O'Neal. You know, and then also just he put his own twist on it, as far as the way he do the interview style and actually interviewing women who fit the. I don't know. They call him, ask for his advice, or try to debate him on different views on where they feel like he's wrong at. You know what I mean? Like he'd have the show where the beef show, and you call in and let him know what your beef is or what your argument or disagreement it is he have with him, and it's just funny how you say that him and the people who kind of imitate him or mimic him or follow his methodology or his mind frame are so bad or whatnot, but you don't take no accountability for the women who actually participate, because he wouldn't necessarily have a show if the women didn't participate and call in.
What make you think that I don't have? First of all Samuelites are not men.
Okay.
There is definitely a group of women who
Subscribe.
repeat and promote patriarchal, misogynistic ideologies. I never said that they were all men. I do find it interesting that instead of really defending your point, you threw women up there as a shield.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, that's very interesting to see. It's like, but talk about them though. Talk about these women though. Before you get at me, make sure you injure them. And I do think that is an interesting representation of kind of what I'm saying. It's
okay, so what you think about them?
It's almost like that's three. It's almost like something is sociopathic that's going on where certain men or certain people are not recognizing the value of women as if they are less human or a different level of human than a man. And I just don't think that your character should be judged based on what type of private parts you was born with.
Oh yeah, that's
and
cool.
Really it's a go ahead. What was you finna say?
Yeah, well, I mean that's cool. But so you were saying that the women play a part how?
You want your shield back?
You answer the question, or
you explain how women played a part, and I agreed. I wasn't explaining how they played a part, was I?
Oh, okay. So, well, break it down for me. How you say that women are Samuelites as well? Like how they
the same way that some men who see value in objectifying women, minimizing them down to being made sex slaves and objects of their affection. There are people of multiple genders and sexes who believe that same thing.
Okay.
So it's not only just like how there are some black people who are racist towards white people. A lot of black people carry anti-black racism as much as white people carry anti-black racism because you can internalize it.
Okay, so in other words,
which I internalize it too sometimes.
So in other words, you're saying men and women are to blame for whatever.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And men and women bear the brunt of what you guys sacrifice, because I do not think relationships in the black community are better after this wave of gender wars that just happened like a psyop through the black community. I don't think that we're in better places. I don't think that, because if the goal was, I think a lot of people were saying, because the worst thing that you could do is tell women the truth. And now that we've told women the truth, they're pissed off. And so I don't think that helped y'all in any way, shape, or form, because women have been y'all backbone for a long time. And so now y'all basically just kicked y'all own backbone in.
We kicked our own backbone. Okay. I mean, I guess. Battery there? Well...
I gotta edit it. I was so smooth. That's how we know you ain't the producer. I was so smooth. That was your turn to say something while I turned my camera back on.
I mean, you talking about that was the...
you don't think that black women have been the backbone for black men for centuries?
No, I don't.
Do you think that you would be where you are right now if it wasn't for black women?
No, I wouldn't be born without a black woman. But
Okay, past being born.
um, no, I think that we go hand in hand. But at the end of the day, you know, I don't believe that the women are the backbone of the black man. Black man has his own backbone, just like a woman have her own backbone. So if the black woman is the backbone for the black man, then who's her backbone? She don't have one.
Rarely.
Yeah.
The
No.
backbone for black
Yeah.
women is black women.
No, the black bone for black woman is black women.
Yeah. I think black women hold each other up, and then they come together to hold y'all up. No?
Is that right?
Yeah, if I'm wrong, tell me I'm wrong. I mean, this is my anecdotal experience. What I'm learning is that I was one of the girls who fell for the down ass bitch trope. Like, I fell for that. They got me. They tricked me with that. I thought that I was.
Didn't make you the backbone though. You could
Well,
just be
yeah.
down.
If I'm under the impression that I'm supposed to go with less because I'm supposed to be understanding of a man not being able to do what has been promoted through white patriarchy as what a man's supposed to do. If I feel like, oh no, all of that is not necessary, you could just keep trying. I understand that the world is hard on you, so I'm not gonna ask for too much, and I'm accepting of black men in a lower stage. They say that's me choosing Pookies and Ray Rays, and whatever I get is my fault.
What?
Have you ever heard of the term "you chose a Pookie and a Ray Ray"?
Yeah, I heard of
What
that.
do you think that means?
But hold on. We trying to go. What you mean you chose to have less and all that based on you being down for some dude? You know what I'm saying? I don't.
In the history of all of my relationships, since I was 16 years
All
old,
of 'em?
all of them, most of them,
Yeah, all right.
since I was 16 years old,
Uh-huh.
I didn't get into a relationship with an upstanding man until 10 years ago.
And you felt like you was being the backbone?
Hell no.
Then where the backbone at?
All before that. It took for me to kind of realize that it was a scheme, a scam.
You was
to
being
go
the
without.
backbone. What was you doing as the backbone? I understand you feel like you were selling for less, but what was you doing as a bone, like the brace, like the thing that's holding this situation up? It may have kept
I don't
you in
want
a
to say because
relationship.
it's gonna make me sound like a goofy woman, but like
Nah, I don't know. You ain't said nothing. See,
it was
this the
it
over.
was
it's
it
a
was just
over-
recently where I was in a relationship where that person paid the rent. Previous to that, it was always my house. You come live in my house. If I'm
It
the
was
one
up
with the,
until recently.
yeah, my recent relationships. So remember, I've been dating for quite some time. I've had a couple of boyfriends. The earlier boyfriends, the earlier 80% were at my house where I pay the bills. Where they might
They was
help
living with
sometimes.
you?
Yes. Where they might help sometimes, but not really. Where I am the one that goes to work.
Got it. Well,
Where
I
am the
believe
one
your
who-
anecdotal experience should not be cast to the whole community, if so you can feel like every other relationship has that experience.
No, I agree with that. That's why I highlighted that it was anecdotal experience. But
But
also
you still believe that the black woman is a black bone,
Yeah, because
for
I
the
think-
black man,
yeah.
and then
Yeah.
that same woman is her own backbone.
Well, no, it's not the same woman. It's other black women. Because
Well, other
during
black
that-
women, black
because
women.
during that process, while I'm struggling and having mental health issues and things like that, based on the stress that I'm dealing with because I don't feel completed, black women were my backbone. So that's
How?
what we would do. We would go out,
How was that your
have
backbone?
these. We would go out, have these damaging, traumatic relationships. And then we all come together and help heal each other. You be all right, girl. This,
So
this,
y'all
this,
came
and
in, y'all
that,
came together and chopped it up.
and helped each other
In what,
in
what
multiple
way?
ways.
Like
Whether
what?
it might be, you might need a babysitter, you might need some food, you might need access to some other sort of resource, you might need all kind of different stuff. The black women come together and help lay it out. You might need help with coming up with a strategy in order to solve a problem. The black women come together and make it happen, especially the elder black women. And then we go back out to our traumatic relationships. And then we come back and heal each other again. Oh, it's okay. I know you thought it was going to be this, but it wasn't. And you go back out again. And so it was only just recently in my relationships where I was able to be like, nah, I don't want that.
I think that's a small majority of
I don't.
Relationships.
I do not. I think more black women, especially like from the 70s to now, just in that range. I think it's changing now, but like the 70s to the year 2000, I think there was more black women. They bring up the stat on how much black folks make on the average. I think it was more black women who
doing what?
Had the house.
Had the house doing what?
Just having the house where the man moved into her house. Had the more stable income. Where the woman is paying the bills, or the woman, or even if she wasn't paying the bills, the woman went and got the house. It's her house, and maybe the dude come in and it's like, well, I got something on the bills. Why are you acting like you don't know what I'm talking about?
Because you make it seem like that's a very big majority of our experience in this country.
All right, so in your 20s, most of your male friends was living in their own house and moved their girl in? Or was it the opposite where they left their parents' house and moved into their girl house? And I'm not saying it's horrible, so I don't really know why you are denying it so vehemently.
Hold on. So if I take my anecdotal experience, right?
Not you individually.
My experience, you mean it like you asked me in my 20s.
People you know.
Yeah, that's still my experience.
True.
My
From 20 to 30.
From 20 to 30, a majority of them, maybe a handful might even live with a girl or a woman.
They live with their parents, or they went and got their own?
They did their own thing. Or living with their parents still. You know what I'm saying?
The mama or the daddy?
Both. Well,
most of your friends had mamas and daddies that they lived together in the same house, and then the kids stayed in the house?
Well, one of my partners, he stayed with his pops for a minute, and then he moved out and did his own thing. My other partner, he went to, I guess you can say he lived with his girl. Nah, I don't know. I guess you can say that. His girl
I don't know why.
Hold on. I wasn't finished. I know you like to jump in. It's like this double dutch. You know what I mean? But yeah, his girl, she went to the Army. You know what I mean? And he went out there with her. You know what I'm saying? But he really was a stay-at-home dad. You know what I mean? So he did all the daddy stuff with the kids and whatnot.
That's right.
Right. They was married. You know what I mean? My other partner, he was married. My other two cousins, they were married, but they didn't live with no woman. You know what I mean? And majority of my cousins didn't do that. Period. You know what I mean? Unless they was married.
Yeah, I just think there was a time where I didn't see anything wrong with that. I felt like we black in America.
Oh, and I didn't do that either.
Cool. We black in America. Wait, what?
I didn't do that either. I live in my grandma house until I was 25.
Is your grandma a black woman?
Yeah, she a black woman.
Was she your backbone when you was living there building your business in her house?
I guess you can say that, yeah.
Cool. So what I'm saying is I didn't have a problem with it because I looked at it like America is definitely conspiring against the black community, specifically.
But hold on, before you wave off my grandma. My uncle, whose house we lived in, he was the one that really gave my grandma and his mama, her mama, a place to stay.
Did she have the right to put you out?
To put me out?
Yeah, was it under her? Did the uncle let you stay there, or did the grandma let you stay there?
My grandma. My grandma, you know.
So she had control.
She had the control, but...
And she could have said, hey...
but my uncle had to control the whole domain. It was the man. It really was the backbone to keep it 55th Street.
You not keeping it 55th Street at all.
I'm just keeping it real. For real. My uncle had a duplex. Right? He had a duplex. Him and his wife stayed in one unit. when his mama, he said, "Mama, I want you to come and you live with me." You know what I'm saying? So he provided a place for his mother, and being that my grandmother was her caretaker, they lived together. You know what I'm saying? And then her son that she had, he ended up having kids, which is my daddy. And my daddy and my mama was married, and my mama and my daddy was on drugs, and they was in East Palo Alto. You know what I mean? And so my daddy and mama, my daddy and my mama, they wasn't responsible. So my grandma came and snatched me and my brother up about her foster home.
Not your uncle.
My uncle came, brought her and drove her. You know what I mean? But if it wasn't for my uncle, my grandma wouldn't be in a position to do that.
I get what you're saying. I get the point you're trying to make. Give the man some props because he's the
Some
one who
props.
gave.
That's big, though. You got to have the land is very important. Now, my grandma had the option to be able to do that because it was a man that provided some land for her to be able to make that decision.
So your grandma didn't pay no rent, no mortgage, ever?
No mortgage. I mean, because it ain't her house to pay mortgage. I'm pretty sure she worked something out with her brother. You know what I mean? But it was,
So your grandma didn't own that house?
No.
Your uncle still alive?
No, my uncle died. Then we moved to my auntie house.
The house where the business started at is your auntie house?
Mm-hmm.
A black woman?
A black woman. And she got that from her husband.
So how you know she got it from her husband?
Because it's my auntie. I know
What you mean she got it from her husband?
She got it from her husband. She married this man.
I'm cutting off.
Hold on. She married this man. He was a big preacher. My auntie was, she was an attractive lady. She always had big preacher. Her husband was a preacher. They had a couple of houses or whatnot. He died. And my auntie had the house. Then she married another preacher.
Okay.
And this preacher lived in Kentucky. My auntie she went to Kentucky with her and her husband. The house stayed in East Oakland vacant for years. Fully furnished house. You know what I'm saying? So our family had a house there thanks to my auntie, who her husband had passed, and she got the house, right? Boom. Because she didn't work.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? She was a stay-at-home. She was a wife.
She was a wife.
You know what I'm saying?
That's not working, but I get what you're saying.
She didn't have employment.
Okay.
So she wouldn't need no W-2 or none of that, right?
Okay.
And so therefore, she had the house. And then when my great grandma, when she passed, which is my grandmother's mother, when we stayed on 86, right? Boom. And so when she passed, now that house is empty, and they was like, well, you can go stay at Aunt Vader's house. And Vader said, come on, you go live in my house. It's empty. You go in and do that. And since my great-grandmother was older, the house was like on a hill and had these big stairs. So it wasn't conducive for an elderly woman to be going up and down the stairs. Okay. So like 6 months after she passed, then we moved over there.
So you don't think that is black women having black women's back, and then a black woman came and had your back?
I look at it as...
Or you would just like to highlight that in order for that black woman to be able to have that black woman's back, a black man had to have her back first.
Yeah.
I think, you know what? I think that is important to highlight based on that story, because it is true that in that story, it took a black man to love a black woman and provide for a black woman for her to be able to have another black woman's back, for that woman to be able to have your back. So I do think you made a great point about how sometimes black men can be invisible in the picture. And so maybe it is true that a lot of times when I think about our black woman group that come together to support each other, maybe I'm not recognizing that, hey, it took a lot of black men to invest in order for y'all to be able to come together. Don't get confused by y'all little long phone calls or y'all little dinners in the kitchen where y'all talking about what y'all can do for each other. There is kind of a unspoken black man in the background helping. I think that's true. But from what I saw, it was, if it wasn't for a black woman having some care for black men. And maybe it's different classes of black men. Maybe the preacher man had the money. I'm sure the preacher man got that money from black women, but I ain't about to.
I don't know where he got it from like that.
Black church got that money from black women for sure. But
yeah, I hear you.
It was a black church?
I know he wasn't preaching at no white church.
Exactly. You can't tell me that wasn't black women cashing them out. But, you know, I ain't going to take it that far because I ain't going to mess up your story. It's a great story. But, hold on, let me make sure I get you rolling your eyes on there. But it's been my experience that there is a certain class of black men, which is a larger class than the class that is buying houses for women.
It's a certain class of black men
that are supported by black women. And I think that is...
That are supported by black women?
Yeah. And I think that is a bigger portion of the black community. I also think that's the black community that we see more in arts and entertainment and our representation in the world. And I think that's why I fell for it, and I felt like that was the natural progression of male and female relationships in the black community. So, yeah, you could drive my car. Yeah, I don't want no super nice clothes. You don't have to buy me no super nice shoes. We don't have to stay in the nicest neighborhood. My expectations were very low.
And that gave you a big backbone?
I'm sorry?
That gave you a strong backbone to be able to hold the community because you had low expectations?
I think I looked at it like those low expectations.
Like high expectations would create a bigger backbone in the men. You know what I mean? If
my high expectations would lead to me abandoning those men.
Well, you would abandon those men.
And so if those men are majority of the population...
That's not true, though.
Let's just say they are.
If
those men are majority of the population and black women abandon those men because they don't reach a certain standard, you don't think that could possibly leave us in a bad position?
No, to be honest.
Do you think the society's effect on black men that kind of pushes them in a bad position, because of that they should be given some grace about where they land?
I believe that at the end of the day, those men you talking about all had mamas, right?
Mm-hmm. And not really, but okay.
Well, majority of them did.
Yeah.
Right? And if they weak, then being coddled and having some other woman be your backbone will definitely make you not in a position not to have one of your own.
They had daddies too, though, right?
I mean, from your
majority.
From your description, they didn't.
I mean, every person who's born has a dad.
No, they may have somebody who, you know what I'm saying, they don't necessarily have a daddy.
Okay, let's be more direct since you about to try to gaslight me.
I'm just saying they don't necessarily have a daddy. It seemed like you tried
to highlight their mother's role in coddling them and making them weak.
Because that was the role that you was positioned. I don't believe that. You know what I'm saying?
You don't believe what?
I don't believe that the woman is the backbone. I don't believe that.
But for those men, let's say they're not the majority of the community, those men, you feel like that's the fault of the black mother?
I believe that it's a community. It's a community. It's not one or the other, right?
We agree then.
Right. So it's not one or the other. At the end of the day, if it's a weak child, then it's weak parents.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? And then if that continue to go on to the point it's so weak that the one with the weaker backbone is the backbone, then...
What do you think the father is supposed to do in order to not be a weak parent? What's the father's role in being a weak parent? Because I think a lot of times...
A father's role in being a weak parent?
Yeah, like what's
his contribution?
What is the father's contribution to
making a weak child?
Making a strong child.
A father's contribution to making a strong child is being a strong father by setting an example and living by it. You know what I mean? By being there and being able to guide the child and teach him and show him and living by example. You know what I mean? And That's how you make a strong. That's how you make a strong child. You have the strength of the male and also the strength of the woman together. It's those two forces that come together. That's what make one strong child. It's kind of difficult to do that when it's only one sided. It's too much on this side, or if it's too much on that side, then the child is going to be deficient in one way or the other. But if you can got the masculine and you got the feminine, then you got the best of both worlds.
It seemed like for the women, it's like you have to feed your child properly. You have to check in with them to make sure they're getting their homework done, to make sure that their education is growing, to make sure that they're understanding stuff so that they could be intelligent in the world. You got to make sure that they are involved in some extracurricular activities. You got to teach them about God, inform them about religion. It seems like it's so many things that as a woman you supposed to do. And, I'm trying to think of the non-offensive way to say it feels a little low energy for it to just be like, oh, I just be a good man and I'll be a good example. Especially if...
Well, a good man encompasses a lot of different things, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, the father teaches the kids, the kid as well, you know what I mean?
Like what?
First, depending on what it is, right? You teach on every aspect of it, right? It's not just that the mother does everything. You know what I mean? As a father, for me, I teach my kids like the things that I know about. You know what I mean? Absolutely. Which a lot of it may be things that they're going to help them in the real world, common sense type of things. You know what I mean? And so whenever I'm having a conversation with my daughter, I try to give her wisdom or my personal experience on every different thing that I can. You know what I mean?
You did great twice. You got a genius and a savant.
Yeah, all of that, right? And so
you know what a savant is?
A baby genius, I guess. I don't know.
All right.
But at the same time, that's my role, and to give guidance and discipline. You know what I mean? Because
discipline, that's a good one. I hear that often. So tell me a little bit about
discipline and structure. Meaning like this: a woman or the mother can try to be a disciplinarian, but it's too difficult. You know what I mean?
It's too difficult for the woman to be a disciplinarian. How so?
Because the kids will try you, and I see it. Well, at least I see that with my kids, right? So I see that with my kids, and I can see that either the mother has to be super duper aggressive, or she got to be super duper aggressive, or try to be too much of a friend. You know what I'm saying? Whereas I can hear my wife going back and forth with my daughters, both of them, and I get tired of hearing it, and I just say one or two sentences, and that's it.
And that'd be the end of it.
That's it.
So it's like a male privilege almost.
It's not a privilege. It's just like if a lion roar, you better pay attention.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's just it. And you can go back and forth like this with a. Y'all kind of, I don't know what you want to call it.
Watch your animal choice.
I'm just saying, though, you go back and forth.
But make sure you pick that right animal.
Right, but
no, I get what you're saying. I'm really just trying to be funny and try to lighten the mood. But I do get what you're saying. I do think you made a good point about the invisible man that is the backbone. I do think you're kind of dismissing my point about how in the black community, a lot of times, like, I don't see how y'all can make the argument that most children grow up in the black community. Most children grow up in single family homes that are usually women, and then try to act like the women aren't the ones with the houses. Do that not make sense to you?
No, it don't make sense. Could you make it seem like home ownership is at an all-time high?
Not ownership.
Okay, then if
like
it ain't your house, then it ain't your house.
Like, people still live
Hold
places
on, if it ain't
without...
your house, it ain't your house.
Nah, that's not. No,
straight up.
No, that's not what I'm talking about.
I understand, but that's what I'm talking about.
You can live somewhere that you don't own.
Yeah, you can live somewhere that you don't own.
Yeah, there are
you
plenty.
Can occupy space.
Yeah, there are people who don't own houses that still need a place to sleep, wash up, and cook food.
True.
So the men sleep, wash up, and eat food more often in women's houses than their own houses. Was my experience.
Well,
But
but if
wouldn't
it ain't if it ain't your house, then it's another man's house more than likely, and you pay that man rent to be there.
yeah, but I pay that man rent.
Okay, you pay that man rent, and then
If the man don't own a house either, he should be paying a man rent somewhere. But instead, he'll give somebody $500 on their rent, if that. But this is what I wanted to say. What I learned was I was falling for a trick.
who was tricking?
I'm not exactly sure. I don't know if it was television because I was like, and I hate to say an abandoned child because I know my mom would be like, "What? You grew up in the suburbs of Chicago. I always owned my house. You went through a great school system."
What about your dad?
But I was alone a lot. My dad is awesome. My dad is an IT developer, master's degree. My mom and my dad were married. They got divorced when I was like 7. And I saw him once every 6-7 months. He thinks that he was the greatest dad in the world because of his relationship with his parents. So he feels like because he was an upgrade from that, then he did an amazing job. I think that it was very neglectful. But I could be a lie. I wanted a lie. I wanted a day-to-day interaction. I wanted every time I did something cool, I wanted somebody to go back and be like, "Look, isn't this so cool? Look what I did." But oftentimes, I didn't have that interaction. It was like, you lucky that you have a house. You lucky that you have food.
Mm-hmm.
You lucky that you have a school to go to where you can do something cool. So leave me alone.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe I let culture, maybe I let television, music, because I'm a big rap fan. Like I was growing up with the rappers. I'm gonna be honest.
What you mean growing up with the rappers? What that mean?
Like I was engaged. I was highly engaged with rap music, rap albums, and I think that I was getting a lot of. I think I was getting a lot of a lens of society through rap music, but also through novels and also through I was a big encyclopedia baby, so media. I was ingesting media, be it TV, movies, video games.
So who was tricking you though?
I would assume it's somebody in there.
Somebody was tricking Lauren. ElleJanelle.
Well, I think, what's up with that? I think that there's a trick. Okay, would you like me to call it a mistake? Are you fishing for accountability? You don't want me to call it a trick?
I mean, because when you say a trick, it's like somebody did something to you versus you accepting a certain lifestyle that maybe not been the right choice.
Okay, why are you guys so?
Me?
Why are you and other people? You guys are so addicted to accountability.
Because at the end of the day, if you don't take account,
oh my God,
if you don't take account for your ability,
it's victim blaming.
No,
yes, it is.
It's only a victim blaming, but
it's victim blaming.
It's a self-inflicted wound, right?
Oh
and so
my
therefore,
God.
if you don't take accountability for your actions, then you are definitely going to take those same actions.
How am I supposed to take accountability for the fact that I was alone too much as a kid? What part of what accountability am I supposed to take for that?
What does you being alone for a long period of time as a kid have to do with you being tricked?
Because I'm unsupervised. Just like you said, when you talk to your daughters, you give them game, you explain to them how things go. If you a kid, if you 10, 11, 12 years old, you're unsupervised, you're making decisions and you're seeing the world based off of a child's lens. So if there's nobody engaging with you, kind of helping steer you do this or that, how do I take accountability for being alone?
Then who's supposed to? So you saying it's your mom's fault, your dad's fault?
I don't think that I'm putting so much of a fault on it as much as I'm saying this is what I think happened. But I think that
because you say I was tricked, right? That mean that you was victim. So there's somebody's fault. There's some other action that puts you in this trick bag.
But when I talked about being tricked, I talked about falling for imagery in media and movies. So it's not like I said, my mama tricked me, my daddy tricked me, my ex-boyfriends tricked me, my friends tricked me. I don't feel like I put the blame on an individual. I talked about an industry. I talked about society. I talked about, what we like. Okay, if I know something is poison to humans and I drop it in your water, is it your fault that you drunk the water? Should you take accountability for drinking the water?
I mean, if you didn't know it was poison, no. But no, you should. But you do have
Would I
to.
be a victim?
Yeah, you'll be a victim of somebody who intentionally sabotaged you and mess your life up that way. You know what I mean? Put some poison in you, and so yeah. But at the end of the day, after you know that you poison, then what?
But I don't think we're there yet. I think we're still. I don't think we're there after you know that you poison. Then what? I think there's a level of accountability thirst that's going on where every time somebody tries to highlight, well, hey, this is what I think happened. This is where I think I went wrong. This is what I think the problem is. This is what I was influenced by. This is what happened. Everybody's like, well, don't word it that way. Word it and tell us what you did, because that's how you get down to the bottom of it. But
Because when
maybe
you say
it's
I was
not
tricked,
always. Maybe that's not always the way you get down to the bottom of it. Like, if there's a problem with children being neglected and not having a person to check in with about their crazy ideologies, if the answer to that is maybe we need more mentors, maybe have you checked in with your kids? Do you sit down at the table and eat dinner with your kids and ask them about their day and really have the patience to question what they're believing? If those are things that would have helped me in my situation, I think we're missing the opportunity to talk about those things and bring them forth. If it's like, well, you need to take accountability because you just shouldn't have believed that. Yeah, you were 10, 11, 12, 13 years old, but instead of saying you was tricked or you failed for something, you trying to blame somebody else, you should just take accountability. I don't think that leads us to a solution.
at 30-something years old, you still using the words tricked, that still means that we ain't worked through that yet.
What you mean?
I mean, I'm just saying, it's one thing to be, 17 saying that. It's a whole other thing to be 30, 37 saying that. You know what I'm saying? And so
when do I become untricked?
you come untricked when you recognize that, okay, cool. When I was younger, I was isolated. I didn't have a lot of interaction with adults, so to speak. And therefore, that's one of the reasons why my personality is the way it is. All right, cool.
What? Hold on. I didn't say.
Hold on.
I'm sorry.
That is what you said. You was tricked.
Wait, I didn't say nothing about my personality.
Your personality is one that you see a dude that's gets down on his luck and he needs to live with you for the couple of hundred, and you got the spot, and you was a ride or die broad, and
broad.
You was a ride or die. You want to be down for your man, and now you turn into a backbone and all of this and that. And all throughout your relationships, the dudes live with you and they leaned on you, you let them do all of this and that. That plays into your personality.
I don't think that plays into my personality.
I mean, you can still be bubbly and
I don't think that's a reflection of my personality at all. I think it is. I think it takes a lot of work for people to figure out, well, what is wrong? What was the problem? Where did I go wrong? What was a different path I could have took? And then say, well, what motivated me to go down that path? And to do the internal work to figure out, oh, this is what motivated me. This is what I was thinking. This is what I was trying to be. This is the image I was trying to portray. This is what I thought was correct. This is what I thought was doing the right thing for my community, for myself. This is what I calculated as the correct thing to do. And then you say, well, why is that? I think that is actually big of me to have done the work to figure out what are your motivations, what are the reasons.
So you still the backbone or what?
Hell no. Not backboning nothing.
Oh, okay. So
I'm not backboning anything.
So you told the women at the club you threw.
What club?
The Black Woman Backbone Club.
Oh, I'll backbone a black woman. Let me be clear about what I'm saying, because you always trying to make me sound crazy. Good Lord, you love to make me sound crazy. I no longer feel like, regardless of what I need, it's my role and my job as a black woman to be supportive of a man. If he's down on his luck, if he has a low character, if has a lack of ambition, if he's not what I deem deserving of reverence. I feel like in order for me to spend any more romantic energy with a man, he has to be a man that I revere. I explained what that was earlier. Intelligent.
Oh, yeah, poetic.
You know you only said poetic so that you can go back to the rappers.
What you mean go back to the rappers?
I'm
just saying, you said poetic, what you said, intelligent, man throughout the town. What else was it? Innovators. You know what I'm saying? Gifted gab.
You a cold piece of work, buddy. I want you to know that.
Hey, but see, on the real note, now all BS to the side. Now that you got your podcast studio set up, you see the complexity in which it takes to really have something of this scale. You gotta give Kevin Samuels his props on how he had his whole.
Man, we not going back to Kevin Samuels.
Hold on.
I always said this guy's the best marketer. He's the marketer of the year. Go ahead.
Nobody heard you always say it, right?
I said it to you, so why don't?
Because this not just me and you now. So other people was involved in this conversation. So what I'm saying is that we got to give him his props on how he had a situation set up. You know what I mean? On a few different platforms and was able to really maneuver and everything. You see how you got your iPad right here. You got big laptop and everything. You know what I mean? You got your switchers. You got all these multiple camera angles and all of that. And you know you can see this like it's a balancing act and juggling balls at the same time. And you the talent. You dig?
Pause. I've always said that what he was a great marketer. As a person who has done sales, sometimes you create a sales pitch. It's almost like a live ClickFunnels. I know you said don't say ClickFunnels. What's it called? The non-branded version of it? Because ClickFunnels is a brand. What's it called?
Just a funnel, sales funnel.
A sales funnel. I think he created a live in-person sales funnel the same way like I sold jewelry cleaner. Shout out to Nature's Gleam and Clean. I sold jewelry cleaner when I was in Chicago. And
you saying that is the same as
yes, it's
so
the same.
This right here is the jewelry cleaner. This is equivalent the way you got this set
I'm not
up?
talking about this. I have this set up.
That's what I was saying.
Hold on. I have my setup is exquisite, awesome, complicated, complex, very wise. I need to work on the lighting on this shot, but very wise, interesting, beautiful, technologically forward-thinking setup. It's required a lot of missed meals. It's required a lot of lack of designer clothes in order to accumulate all of this stuff over the years. I'm not commenting over his technical aspect of it.
But that's what I was talking about.
I'm commenting
But what I'm saying is that's what I was talking about.
I heard you because my ears work.
Right, but
all right, so what I'm saying in response to that is...
You going to speak on that, though?
I'm going to respond to it. Am I going to speak on that? No. My response to that is...
Hey, boy,
my response to that is... Because
I
don't... What? I think my setup is a bit more...
What I'm saying is, see, now this is crazy. Now this is
because I don't. To be honest, I think it's crazy for you to try to compare his.
It's not comparing.
You comparing his Zoom call and OBS connection with two screens, where he put a lady on one screen and then he pop them up on there and he talking to them through the thing. You comparing that to 4 cameras, a digital screen, multiple mixers, the headphones where the people in studio could listen. Like
I'm not comparing that.
This is more of a talk show.
I'm not comparing, but I was just saying that you can see how complex it is, right? And for him to have his situation set up where, you know, being the talent, being the engineer, being the all that it entails, you got to give him his props for that. And then
I tried to tell you what I gave him his props for.
And then was able to garner following. Because, you know, he was super, super duper consistent. You got to give him his props for being disciplined. Like, that's one of the things that he don't really get his flowers on was being really disciplined and consistent and persistent on a daily basis, putting out content every single day without fail. Not only was he dressing up and dressing the part, but he doing it on multiple platforms. That was dope.
I disagree that he don't get his props for that. I think that's one of the only things that I do give him his props for.
Watch you
I
walk
said
past
he
it.
was marketer of the year.
Mm-hmm.
What you are kind of giving to being able to juggle and be the talent, I'm not giving to that. I'm giving to finding a funnel that works and reusing that funnel every day. Consistency, yes, but I think he was more on a genius level when it came to the sales tactic. He found something that was triggering. He had already outlined answers to people's responses. He crafted a conversation and he could just redo it over and over and over again. It reminds me of when you're walking through the mall and somebody has decided to sell you something, just like the jewelry cleaner. We had a script. Once I did it 100 times, there's really nothing that you can walk up and say to me that I haven't heard already, that we don't already have a crafted answer that pushes you towards buying it. So I think the marketing of his script and his storyline, be it damaging or not, was genius level. Mm-hmm. So I have already gave him the props of.
And it's a lot to be said for doing something 100 times, though.
Absolutely.
That's something.
Absolutely. But it don't change the fact that I think that it don't change the fact that I think it damaged the black community. But again, this is another thing I wanted to say before we go, because I was kind of explaining how no, I would never again try to do the backbone thing. Now, if it's not a person that I revere, I'm not even interested in you romantically, which has really limited my options, because when I try to find a person that I revere, they're very, very hard to find. But I do think it's because being so-called down chick has put me in spaces where I think all of the smart men know to get away from me. I think I look like a down chick. I think I move like a down chick. I move like a person
down chick.
I move like a person who has accepted less. So I think
that don't equal that. Accepting less and being down does not equal.
It does.
It doesn't. You can be down for somebody and not accepting less. You know what I mean?
Possibly.
There's a lot of
rarely.
It's women out there, or it's people out there who are down for you, but they don't mean they accepting less. They down for you because you not accepting less. You see what I'm saying?
I think that's possible.
That's a lot though. You know what I mean? You not accepting less, so I'm down for you. Anybody can go be with anybody. You know what I'm saying?
I think what you're saying is possible, but I don't think I'm wrong to call a down chick a chick who has accepted less.
Well, down chicks come in all shapes
cool.
and sizes. It's a whole array. You got from there.
So you were the down
there.
chick, and he is catering to your wants and needs. I don't really even think that's being down. I think when you being down, it's like this may not be exactly what you want, exactly what you desire, but you willing to sacrifice something in order to help that other person get to where they're supposed to be. That's what being down is. Like, if you basically getting everything you want, then how are you being down?
Then, well, you being down for yourself at that point, right?
Yeah.
But at the same time, when you get in any relationship, you're going to make sacrifices because that person's not going to encompass everything that you want or desire in a person. You know what I mean? It's kind of like trying to find a needle in a haystack at that point. And to be honest, it's really unrealistic to even think that that's the case. It's a real Disney fantasy type of scenario, like this person's going to be all that you ever hope for, maybe in your dreams. And then when things come, when you start to, get...
Sir, you supposed to be talking about down or not down?
Really?
Yeah, like
what? Why is that?
Because it seemed like you're trying to talk about, well, if you thought you was gonna get everything you wanted, then you was...
Because that's what I believe. I mean,
yeah, but
You ain't making because people think like making a sacrifice is this big thing. No, making a sacrifice is when you decide that you want to be in a relationship with somebody other than yourself. You know what I'm saying?
But that is not what a person is describing when they describe the down chick.
The
I don't feel like you should give.
The down chick means a woman who's loyal, a woman who's committed, right? Through the good and the bad. That just means, and just like a dude is down, right? You down, you loyal, you committed, you in it through the thick and the thin. That's being down. You holding it down, not just when it's all good, but even when it's all bad, you staying down. You staying committed. You staying.
So if you holding it down when it's all bad,
right,
you are, during the time when it's all bad, going without your needs being met, correct?
Okay.
Yes or no?
Yeah.
So, I forgot what my point was.
Yeah, your point was basically like you sacrificing, right?
Yes.
Right. Yeah. Life comes with sacrifice. You know what I mean? You trying to get more than what you got.
Oh, you tried to say you could be down without sacrifice, and I'm saying you can't be.
You can. No, I'm saying that everything comes with sacrifice when you decide that you want to be with somebody else. You're going to.
So there's no relationships where the women or the man are not really sacrificing anything; they just having their way.
No, it don't exist. And if they're in a relationship for a long enough time, it's gonna be something that's gonna be deficient. Period. You know what I mean? Now you can meet somebody and be with them for 2 weeks, and of course, there could be a situation where you didn't know this person didn't live up to X, Y, and Z. Why? Because y'all ain't been on the road long enough. You know what I'm saying? But if you go through seasons, you see how somebody act in the summer and then in the winter, then they may switch up on you a bit. You know what I mean? So therefore, you gotta go through the seasons to really see how somebody really get down. You gotta go through the ups and the down. When you first meet somebody, it's all like they said called the honeymoon stage or whatnot. You all really in your imaginary mode. You know what I mean? But then when that dopamine start wearing off and all that newness starts going down, the reality of the situation kick in and comfortability start kicking in, and then you get to say, damn, I never noticed that you was X, Y, and Z, or I didn't know how much this what's the name got on my nerves. You know what I mean? Man, you need a PA for real.
For sure. All right, I'm sorry. So
see, that's why. Hold on. That's why Kevin Samuel's situation was set up the way it was, so he was able to maneuver it like from the comfort of his desk. Still got to bust moves.
That do make sense. But I want to do something a little bit different from what Kevin Samuels is doing.
I'm not saying that you was trying to imitate him.
No, I'm just saying. You know how there's a kiosk in the middle of the mall and they don't need a whole store.
Yeah, but that's why they make the store at the kiosk to accommodate what they're selling. You know what I mean?
Right. So they might not need employees. It might be one person at the kiosk.
Yeah, or two. Exactly.
And the business is set up to work in a kiosk, which could be great.
Right.
But my goal is not really a kiosk. My goal is to be more of a maybe like a.
We gotta. You know what it is? We gotta have a hybrid.
We gotta have a hybrid.
We gotta have a hybrid.
What do you mean by that?
Meaning, we gotta have it to where it's modular, where you can have a setup when it's like when it's no PA, when there's no assistance. You gotta have a setup to where you can work it like that, and then have a setup to where when you got a bigger production, you got somebody help, then you can turn that part on. Because to be honest, bouncing woo, it messes up the flow.
It don't ruin it though.
How you know?
Because I'm paying attention.
You ain't watching it though.
I'm watching it in my mind. I'm serious. Like you're not a producer.
It's all good, Yoda. You know what I mean?
No, I'm watching it in my mind. That's what happens when you do productions. This is playing in my mind. How many screens have I looked at? How many?
I mean, that's cool. That's cool.
This is a dance.
It's a dance. I get it. And you like, I'm pimping this and I'm doing this tightrope and it's working. It's rolling. And we ain't missing no beats. None of that.
No, we missing a couple beats.
We
but
missing big beats.
I'm already editing it in my mind.
I feel you. But what I'm saying is.
Man, you're not saying nothing.
What I'm
you
saying
hating. It took me a long time to set all of this stuff up. And you don't, hold on. You don't bring no value by highlighting obvious issues. You
What you
nagging
mean?
is what you're doing.
That ain't nagging.
This is nagging. I got all of this amazing stuff set up, and because you recognize that the lights is a little too bright,
I
that
didn't say nothing about the lights being
I'm
bright. You
using it
said
as an
that.
example.
Oh yeah, I didn't say that.
Because you say, "Hey man, you did say something about the."
No,
you
I
did
said
say
that was
something
my
about
lights.
No, before we started recording, you said something about that camera looking washed out.
That screen. I'm saying it was fuzzy. Yeah, it was fuzzy. Real fuzzy.
You feel like because you highlight something that's an obvious issue that is being helpful or impactful. Like there's going to be issues. I'm not rich. I'm not even middle income, I still put all of this stuff together. So you stopping in the middle of the broadcast or the end
me
of
stopping?
You ending, yes.
You bouncing all around here.
But you know I was going to edit that out. Do you not know that I'm going to edit out the times where I have to stand up to push a button on the camera? Yes or no?
Hold on.
No. Do you know that I plan?
Oh yeah, I know you're gonna edit all this out.
Do you? I'm actually thinking about. I'm deciding in my mind.
Oh, you editing right now?
I'm editing right now. Yeah. But before you said what you said, did you know that when I just walked up and grabbed that battery from behind you, that I was gonna cut that out, or did you think I was gonna be walking around in the thing?
I know
you know.
So I know you're gonna cut all that out.
Cool. So because you know that I'm gonna cut that out, why would you, when I sit back down and have it set up, why would you bring it up in the broadcast and say, we got to work on this because y'all is bouncing around, you messing up the flow? Like what? What's the purpose of that? How is that helpful? That is what you said.
I said that but I said that I could see why he made it set up to where.
And why you keep bringing up Kevin Samuels?
Well, you started.
I did. But we moved past that. We was on the part of me talking about.
But I was trying to make a point though. Hold on. I was talking though.
But you saying some fucked up shit though. What about the fact that we was on the part where I was talking about how at this point I only want to date men that I revere, and because I think of my of like the things that I accepted, I don't think that I really know how to find those guys. I don't think that I'm in that network. I don't think I scream that out socially. That's what we was talking about. And then you brought up Kevin Samuel's setup. You got to give it to him that he had his stuff set up really well.
That ain't how it went.
That is how it went. I got up and hit a button.
Oh!
So when I came back, I'm going to go back into the same thing.
See, you in your mind, you like, this is how I'm supposed to go. Okay, I'm finna go over here, run over here. So that's what triggered me to think about that. So that when you bounced up and had to go do some technical execution.
That made you think about Kevin Samuels?
That made me think about why.
What don't make you think about Kevin?
Hold on. But that made me think about, okay, I can see why it would be like a simpler thing because you bounced up 5-6 times. So I'm thinking like, okay, cool, maybe.
That don't mean that I need to be more like Kevin Samuels. That means I need a PA.
But I said that when you was over there, right? Hold on. And then I said, you know what? Well, you ain't got a PA. So would it be a good scenario to have when you don't have a PA? Oh, cool. Need to have a hybrid situation. One that is a cool setup that you can execute on when you ain't got a PA and you still don't have to do all of that. I know this is the TV show set, but you need to have a hybrid set, one that is optimized when you being a talent. And it's only you, and it's only the talent here. You could be able to control everything right there without getting
Thank you for your suggestion, black man.
It's all good. That's what I'm here for, being the backbone. You know what I mean?
Here to
As
talk.
a producer.
You're here to talk.
I'm just saying.
You're here to give your opinion.
That's what I'm giving my opinion, my wisdom.
I'm being sarcastic.
I ain't see it.
Yeah.
I didn't see it.
I bet you don't.
Yeah, I ain't see it.
I bet you don't see it. But yeah, so
But I didn't mean to offend you by that. I'm just, critiquing.
I don't know if I'm offended. I might cut it out.
It's all. I mean, I know you editing. You know what I'm saying? That's cool. You my partner. You know what I mean? I'm supposed to. Be the one to, get my. If I see you got a boogie on nose, I'm supposed to say something, right?
Yes, you're supposed to say something.
There you have it.
But if you see I got a pimple that's growing and growing and growing, and we in front of the person I like, you're not supposed to say nothing.
But we can.
I can't get rid of the pimple right away. I can get rid of the booger. 2, we in front of people like my audience.
But we can edit that out.
What?
We can edit that out.
I would be editing it out.
Okay.
All right, well. Come on, man. All right, cool. Sometimes, I just get a little irritated about it because, I'm an artist, so I'm sensitive about all this stuff I got going on. So I don't be want to hear you bring up that other stuff.
Well, I can understand that because me myself, I'm an artist as well. You know what I mean?
What type of artist?
I'm a designer. You know what I mean? And so I'm an art director of sorts.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Creative director, things of that nature. You know what I mean? Yeah. And so
Like, give us an example. Like, what type of? As a matter of fact, did we even really introduce?
No, I just was hating from the gate. You know?
Hate from the gate. Oh my God, that's what we're gonna name this episode. Hate from the gate. Give and takes. Well, tell the people a little bit about what you do. I'm gonna put your camera on you with my, since I'm controlling everything that's going on right here.
That's what I'm talking about.
All right, no, go ahead.
Get
Go ahead.
on.
Hold on, wait. I clicked the wrong button. There you
It's
go.
all good. So anyway, my name is Dawaud Muhammad. I'm the founder, owner of Big Printing Textile Company located in the beautiful city of San Leandro, California, where we specialize in custom merchandising and from T-shirts, sweatshirts, jackets, hats, anything that you need to customize your apparel, merchandise, or whatever it may be. You know what I mean? But if you're looking to start your own clothing line, tap in with us. You can start your own brand for $399. You know what I mean? We put you in the game. You feel me?
Oh, you ain't gonna tell the people about what you got on?
So yeah, this right here is a one of one right here hoodie. To cash me out. You see him sitting on the floor counting that paper. But anyway, this one right here, it's a one-on-one. But I did drop some T-shirts on the website, bigpimpin.io. You know what I mean? So you can go on there and go on and copy you a T-shirt, or we got some nice Letterman jackets on there too.
Oh, I love the jackets.
Oh yeah. Them
jackets.
jackets is clean. You got to go check them out. Also, we got some beanies on there, some hats. But yeah, you go get you a Cash Me Out T-shirt. They're only $40, and go on and cop some. And I may throw some extra in there for you. But yeah, if you real old school OG from East Oakland or the town or the Bay Area for that matter, you know what I mean? You probably recognize this here face as one of those staples and icons growing up in the mid '90s and the 2000s. You know what I mean? We really had the streets by. We really took the streets by storm, you know what I mean? So I was just a youngster out there trying to make some money, and I found T-shirts as my entry point into entrepreneurship, as a young man on the streets of East Oakland, But yeah, so shout out to everybody that used to rock with me back in the day and is still rocking with me today, you know what I mean? So it's dope going from starting my own brand back in '94 to now helping other brands become brands, you know what I mean? So
I know that's tight. Oh,
yeah.
Since I'm so good at connecting all this technology, as soon as you said that, I was like, oh, let's just go ahead on and go to the website though. You see how that happened? You see how I just threw that up there?
Oh yeah, that's
live
dope.
production.
Oh
see
yeah,
that live
Ooh,
production?
you see that?
Look at that cuisine, boy.
Yeah, with some limited pieces on there, man.
Yeah, I really like this. I definitely have heard a lot. Oh, that's that Be Legit on there?
Yeah, Be Legit. You know what I'm saying? He came by, He been rocking with us from a long time. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, you see that Cash Me Out T-shirt? Click on that Cash Me Out shirt.
Oh, dang, did it change colors when I clicked it?
Yeah, man, some rollovers. You see that? Yeah, he cashed me out, You see? Holding that paper.
Oh, we got that Heather Gray and we got that Blizzak.
Mm-hmm. Heather Gray and Black, you know what I mean? We only did a few limited runs, so, if you blessed enough to go on and get you one, man, I suggest you go on to bigpimpin.io, man, to go on and cop you one. We always throw something extra in the bag when you do so. So, get it, and you'll be surprised with other things you may get with it. That right there, them Letterman jackets right there too, and they chipped up with that good technology on there. On the sleeves right there, it's a small little logo, the Big Pimpin' face on there, and when you tap it, it goes to some unique content. You know what I mean? So you got to cop it to really see where it go. But yeah, that's it right there. You tap that with your phone.
This part?
Yes, ma'am.
Hold on, wait, let me go down a little bit. Oh, so this.
Yeah.
Oh, so you got the big technology going on?
Yeah.
So you tap it with your phone and it goes to a unique
unique
content.
It goes to some unique content. You know what I mean?
That's
yeah,
tight.
that is pretty dope.
Especially for it to be like a, is it called a legacy brand? Something that I don't
Yeah,
think it's,
it
I don't
definitely
know.
it's
I don't know if
definitely
it's called that.
legacy. You know what I'm saying? We've been around, like I said, started in '94, and right now we in 2024, so that's 30 years in the game. You feel me? But yeah, that's Big Pimpin' Turf Clothes, you know, and yeah, salute to everybody who used to rock with it back in the day, and for the cast who's rocking with it to this day. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's tight. So,
Yeah.
when I talk about the trash men, I ain't talking about you.
Oh yeah, I ain't worried about. I don't even believe that many trash men exist. I'm just gonna keep it real. You know what I mean? It's a lot of good brothers out there. You know what I
I
mean?
do think it's a lot of good brothers out there, and I think they stay quiet and they hide out, and you would never even be able to find them.
Because they ain't trying to be found.
Yeah,
Because they already found. So at the end of the day, if you was a good man, then you've been a good man for the most part, and especially at this day and age, what in your 30s or whatnot, then yeah,
late 30s.
yeah. So good men been snatched up a long time ago.
I know when I was out here doing community work.
Yeah, See, that's kind of messed up. I feel sorry for y'all. Just like
No, don't feel sorry for me. Don't feel sorry for me, buddy, because one thing about me, I'm okay if I'm single for the rest of my life.
Well, that's
I'm
good.
okay.
Yeah.
I'm a curious, adventurous young lady. I will travel the world. I will go to the museums. I will learn
Sorry to hear
about.
that.
Why are you saying sorry to hear that? The world is a very interesting place.
Yeah, it's good. I mean, it is, and it's good to
be
travel
honest,
with your significant other as well. You know
that's
what I mean?
cool if your significant other is into those
Exists.
type of things. A lot exists is crazy, but if they're into those type of things, like I would rather be me single investigating the world than coupled.
Well, I don't think you
a
would pick.
long time. Hold on. Then coupled a long time ago and kind of
What?
handcuffed to
Well,
the duties of the house, the duties of the kitchen.
the house got duties,
serving.
no matter if you single or not.
Yeah, but if I'm single, the duties are different from me, a husband, and 3 kids. Like a lot of times I think people are trying to recreate white high society. Them was jobs. They had a butler, they had a chef, they had lady maids. That's a business. It remind me of like when I work at the Warriors.
What about before the white people was even in existence? Then what you call a family at that point?
I don't know.
Really?
I didn't want to lie and make something
but
up.
really though, you
Because
don't
I
know.
was gonna say I
You
think
said
Africa.
before white folks, you ain't gonna know nothing, huh?
I didn't say that, but
I'm saying
I don't
what you
know.
call family.
What
Before
do you
they
call
existed.
family before white? I don't think that white people set the standard for family is what I'm trying to say.
Okay, so when you said people trying to recreate,
But before
this,
white people existed, do you know when that was?
7,000 years ago.
All right, I don't even know if you're
6,000
right.
years
I just
ago.
know it's hella long ago. I would be lying.
Not
to
that
act like-
long, relatively speaking, though.
I don't think it's only 7,000 years, but when black DNA mutated to create other types of people, that was a long ass time ago. So
Okay.
I would be lying.
But it was longer than that.
I understand
for
your
black
point.
folks,
Do you
right.
understand my point?
Yeah, but
I would be lying to act like I understood how did families work before white people was exist.
same way they work now.
Which is
Man got a woman, and woman got a man. They raise kids. You know what I mean? And they take care of their domain where they live at. You know what I mean? Whether
that's not what I'm talking about though. That's just given. That's just a given.
It's
I'm
not
talking
a
about
given.
the way those duties are dished out and what the expectation is on the person you choose to make kids with and what her life is like once she chooses you and you choose her. That's what I'm talking about. Can you explain how that was before white people?
what I just said. I don't see how it's different just because white people are here. You know what I mean? Like I don't see the difference.
What I'm
in that.
saying is, yes, a man and a woman come together to make children.
They make children, they raise the kids,
That's a given.
and
That
wherever
can
they
happen
live,
in a million different ways.
right?
I'm talking about culturally how the duties that's required in order to do that are dished out. How the person chooses who it is that they're going to have those kids with. Those are cultural changes. Just like a cultural change is what people do with their dead bodies, right? Certain cultures they may do this. Another culture, they may do that. Some people, you got to be buried within 24 hours. It's different cultures, and they set standards. The same thing is true for, like, being a lady. That's like a white high society standard. Like, girls will have their coming out season where they present it to the world, and they want to find them a good caller to come out and be a bachelor, and she had to be this certain type of person in order to get accepted. That's a white high society that I think is being presented to the world like that's the standard for all culture, and people replicating that. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I hear what you're saying, but
yeah. So before white people came, how did a man choose what woman was valuable enough to have a baby with, and how did a woman choose what man was valuable enough to have a baby with? I don't know. Do you know?
I can't say without with 100%, but
Yeah,
I bet it ain't gonna be too far for how we choose a mate now. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. I think we working off of society, like what we know about society, what we know about benefiting in this society.
Well, I say this: back in the day, prior to, and white folks is not the fucking litmus test, but back in the day, prior to today's society, you know, needs and necessities was a little different. You know what I mean? Where today's society, you got a lot of things that's handed to you. It's easy. You feel me?
Yeah.
And so, like, you would choose somebody based off of that. A woman would choose a man that's physically strong. You know what I'm saying?
Right, because like when they needed you to build a house.
Yeah, build a house or protect from the wilderness. You know what I'm saying? And protect from other men.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And a man would probably pick a woman who was obedient for sure, and fertile, can have kids, and was down for him. Probably take 2 or 3 of them.
What?
Probably have 2 or 3 of them. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying.
Dawaud, please don't ruin our episode. We was coming to a nice little smooth ending.
That's not that's what I believe happened back in the day. That's what I believe. You know what I'm saying? That's what I believe. Because
please don't say it's natural. Just don't.
I wasn't gonna say that.
Okay,
but
cool.
Naturally. But no, I'm just saying that because a woman will want to be with a big, strong dude. If you're a big, strong dude and you can protect and build a house and do all that, you're in high demand. You know what I mean? And so, therefore, I think a lot of just like today, ain't no difference. You know what I'm saying?
All right. Well, this has been a great. Really, Dawaud, you just destined to make my stuff look bootleg. This has been a great episode of Give and Takes.
It has. I appreciate you having me on this show again. You know what I mean? Hopefully, it wasn't triggered enough to where you were actually air, let people see how you really think. You know what I mean? I understand that, you know, maybe some of the other episodes that you have aired, then, you know, it probably was a little, you know, you probably was a little bit more reserved, and
yes.
you know, you was playing another type of role. You know what I mean?
It's not playing a role. It's being professional. Because it's important what media you put out into the world.
Yeah, that's true.
Your daughter just told me she saw me on YouTube.
She did.
So
I don't think she watched it.
I don't think she watched it either. But as a, neglected child who got a lot of my life opinions from media, I don't think I'm wrong to consider what type of media I put out into the world.
Yeah, that's real.
So I don't think it's fake. But all right, cool.
But yeah, I appreciate it though. You know what I mean?
No problem. It's a good episode. I gotta figure out, should I be doing episodes with my best friends or strangers?
I think you should do a hybrid. You know what I mean? Hybrid.
Yeah. So you gonna show up for one of my episodes when we interview other people? You think then we gonna tag team them, or you think you gonna sell me out in front of the new people?
I don't know. It depends on how it go.
All right, so I guess we'll see. But thank y'all so much for tuning in. This is supposed to be the episodes that I do in the beginning that I thought wasn't gonna be that good, but I really think today's episode was really good. One of my closest friends, Dawaud Muhammad, and this is ElleJanelle signing off for Give and Takes. Catch you guys on the next one.
Peace.
Peace.